Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. This is Allie Tarot 108 coming at you with another reading today. Continuing on our trend with Canadian political leaders because I can see that you people like it on the internet. So let's continue with it. Today we are looking at a controversial contended figure. It's funny I say contended or contender because he was in boxing, right? He was in the ring, now he's out of the ring, and he is Canada's former Prime Minister, Trudeau. And we're going to be looking at his past, present, future date, as well as past lives, or past life. Yeah, so can't wait for the response on this video. I'm sure it's going to be something funny. I can't decide which tarot deck to read today, so I'm going to do the typical thing. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, this one. I was thinking this one. Wasn't sure. Yeah. Tarot of the longest dream today. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Allie. I'm a tarot reader on YouTube. It's actually my full-time job. I am a psychic. I am a medium. I am Canadian, living abroad, and I like to look into what's going on in the world. So if you're new here, I'll just explain what we do for this past, present, future reading. We start with the first line as past, the second line as present, and the third line as future. So, yeah. We take a few oracle cards before each line, and then we look at the tarot. Tarot is not biographical. It is looking into deep insights of that person's life, their emotions, different things like that. So, yeah, without further ado, let's first look at the past life of Mr. Justin Trudeau. Not talking about the past in this current life, but his past life, because people who come into this world and who are born into riches, wealthy families, who become famous, who become powerful, it's said that they have some type of karmic points, you can say, from past lives that have made it so that they're able to be born in that life to raise them up into the stars. It's strong Venus energy, you know? So let's just ask, what is a past life of Justin Trudeau, or what are some past life impressions that made him be born into his current life? So what is it? Defender. Wow. Knight, mercenary, bodyguard, special intelligence. You know something? Justin Trudeau, he on the surface looks like this really soft guy, but to be in the position that he was in, especially as Prime Minister, was not an easy thing to do. And I get a message like, if it was that he was a kind of knight, defender, mercenary in his past life, he had such a toughness, such like a strong, I'm getting this impression like strong leather toughness in his past life. It's like he came into the life as the son of Pierre Trudeau just to have some softness in his life, like finally take a break from that, you know? But also I get a message like, you know how, now I get a message about like Joan of Arc. You know Joan of Arc, she was that wise woman who saw things and wanted to warn the, I don't know, or she God spoke to her. Yeah. And she was, you know, burned for that, for being a heretic or a witch like that. but I don't know why I get a message about her, but I get a message kind of about that age, Middle Ages or old Europe, especially France, because we know Trudeau, he has a strong French background to him. So, yeah, I feel like with that, as a knight, a mercenary, I feel like he had a position where he was able to communicate with like the king or some kind of higher level of military intelligence or government intelligence in the age that he lived in. And I get the words like, I get the number 1600s coming up or 1500s. So past lives are not necessarily linear, guys. And sometimes we have past lives which are very special or very prominent. And karmic things and karmic points carry on from different past lives. Doesn't necessarily have to be your most recent past life. So yeah, let's look at now Trudeau's past in this life. We're going to look at everything up to this present moment. So we know that he's out of office now, that he was in office for a long time, that he struggled with it, that he had a divorce during that time, that he grew up as the son of a prime minister, and he has siblings, and he has a lot of money foundations. But anyway, let's see what comes up as a general theme for the past of Trudeau, Justin Trudeau. Please, if anybody wants to jump out. Okay, that's one of these. I'm not getting it yet. Okay, I feel like it's this one. Sacrifice. Okay, sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. What I'm hearing about this card is that he stepped down from the Liberal Party. Sacrifice. Like, I get this feeling with this guy here, he's like throwing, oh, he's actually smashing coconuts, it looks like, in some kinds of like Hindu worship, you have the god Ganesh here, who is the destroyer of obstacles, and there can be some sacrifice with like offering coconuts, or even around like a fire ceremony, there can be coconuts there. So smashing those coconuts, opening those things, I get this image and this message like it was really hard for Trudeau to step down. I feel like I actually get the message something like his wife may have even divorced him because of not being able to cope anymore with the pressure on them while he was in office. I feel like I get this message about Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, that she was tired and she didn't want him to be prime minister anymore. And I feel like she asked him strongly, is it the prime ministership or our marriage? I feel like he wanted to continue being prime minister. And that is like a primary reason, I feel, that why they got divorced. But you see, because he chose the prime ministership, other things in his life were sacrificed, were cut. You see, cutting away all that needs to go, illusions, obsessions, addictions. I feel like he lost a lot. And we know he gained a lot, money and things, but I feel like he lost a lot, like his reputation, his, well, I feel like he lost money as well in the end, but of course he gained a lot of money, but I feel like in the final, you can say years, I feel, I get this number like 2 years, in the final 2 years of his prime ministership, like I feel like he lost quite a lot of money somehow. And it's like, you see this guy here just like throwing this stone at the coconut, like, I'm going to keep going, like, you know, why isn't it working? You know, it's kind of like a kid throwing a tantrum. And then they want to throw things, they want to break things, they want to smash things. And it feels like I'm getting somewhere with this, you know, a child. But you're not getting anywhere with it. I also get these words, be careful what you wish for. So, yeah, interesting. Let's take one of these. Astrology cards. Now, guys, I started actually working as a psychic with astrology and decided I don't like astrology that much because, I mean, I like it, but I don't like reading charts all day because it's like being on a computer all day, kind of, you know? I like being with the cards, tangible things. I don't like having that electronic device like glued to me at all times and just like, it's kind of mathematical. I'm more intuitive and I get messages and things, so it's like, why do astrology? Okay, so it's one of these for Trudeau. What do we need to know about his past life, in this life, like the past of this life? What do we need to know? I feel like it's actually this one. Okay, fish hook. Interesting. So, wow, it's really interesting. We've got number 8 here, which is Scorpio energy. And then we've got Aquarius, which is 11th house energy. And, you know, it's really telling and it's really interesting because 11th house is that house of inherited wealth, which he definitely has, of course, because his father was prime minister for so long, like one of the most prominent prime ministers in Canadian history. And then with the 8, the Scorpio energy. Now, is Trudeau a Scorpio? I don't know, guys. I didn't check his chart. If anybody knows, let me know down in the comments. But, you know, that Aquarius plus 8 energy is like some kind of hidden wealth. It can be. Like, I feel like he's more wealthy than we even know. I feel like his family or him, they're like very, very wealthy. And I also feel like from the divorce settlement, Sophie got a big payout. I feel like she tolerated for so long, longer than she wanted to. But I feel like she stayed in it, especially for the kids I'm hearing. I feel like there was no other reason because I get this feeling like I get this message from her like I can't tolerate this anymore. So anyway, we know about his divorce and everything, but let's see. Fish hook, powerless, feeling helpless, paralyzed, vulnerable, trapped, temptation, bait, con game, great catch, luck, prosperity, resourcefulness, abundance, multiplication, principle. I definitely feel that, guys. If you followed him at all by the end of his prime ministership, I get that feeling like for a long time being prime minister, it was really difficult for him. You know, feeling helpless, paralyzed, in a way powerless, because you know that in the Canadian Parliament, the prime minister, even still, they don't have all the power in their hands. It's not like being a king or anything, you know. So even with that, I get a message also about his upbringing. Like in his upbringing, he had that big feeling of like powerlessness as well. Like I belong to this family, but I always have to be subordinate in some way, you know, especially as a child. That comes up like children, you know, being a child, you feel like often you don't have a lot of power over your parents. I get this feeling also from this card, like his father influenced him a lot when he was young. And in that way, he kind of felt like I don't have a real voice, I feel. So, you know, living in the shadow of your father, essentially, it's not easy. It's really not easy. So let's see what comes up in the tarot about the past of Trudeau. Okay, two cards came up. Wheel of Fortune reversed, Magician, about the past. Okay, what else? The Moon. Wow, okay, it's really interesting here. Four of Swords. What else? Ten of Cups reversed. A lot of reversal coming up here today. Ten of Pentacles. Wow, 10, 10. So, you guys, the messages that I was getting here with this Wheel of Fortune, I first got a message from this Wheel of Fortune about his father, Pierre Trudeau, that it was life-changing, I feel, when he passed on, when he died. I feel Justin was very affected by that, very changed by that, and felt like it's a new cycle or circle to his life. And as well, I feel like he could have gotten like big inherited wealth. But also I feel like this new, with the Magician here, this new breath of life into him, like this feeling like, okay, I have to do something more. I have to do something which is like for the legacy of my father. I have to step up to the stage. You see this Magician, you know, Magician is always about manifesting things or creating things for yourself, sometimes even out of thin air. That's really what the Magician is. So it's like, I feel like, especially after the death of his father, he had this idea about getting into politics. Even if it didn't happen right away, I feel like those wheels were turning, those gears were turning. And then we have the Moon card here. Now, I'm not sure, guys, about Margaret Trudeau when she passed away. But also with the Four of Swords here, you know, number 4 is that house of the mother in astrology. So with the swords here, with the Four of Swords card, it's always that card about like some kind of deep contemplation, introspection, and I get this message here about the passing of his mother, and like this is something that also greatly super affected him in a much different way than his father, actually, because I feel like the father for him was like a legacy, and the mother for him was more of a like an intimate shaping of who I am in a way. Kind of hard to explain. It's like just, it's really different energies. For him, it's very interesting. You can see here, it's these strong, very like strong archetypal energies. You see the moon coming up here. The moon is significant of the mother in astrology, especially. And with these two cards here, Wheel of Fortune and Magician, I get this energy of like ninth house or Jupiter energy, which Pierre Trudeau, you could say he had a very Jupiterian energy to him. He was an intellectual, spoke multiple languages, you know, he was into philosophy, and he was a leader as well, leader of a country, you know, leader of thought in a way, you can say, quite different from Justin. With that Magician card, I also get that energy like, I can never truly be able to live up to my father's standards. And also I get this message about I can never live up to my father's expectations. Like Justin always felt I'm not good enough for my father. With, you know, this moon and Four of Swords, it's like when with his mother passing, I feel this different energy. It's like I feel him like he was very close to his mother, actually, like it was a very intimate relationship. In a way, I get that feeling like I get these words, my baby boy, coming up. Like, his mother held him very close to her heart, and he held her very close in his heart. So I feel like while his father was leading a country, his mother was holding him close, you know, and feeling also like my husband is far away in a way. And so it's like these children are all I have in a way. I get that like message coming up. And so yeah, with the Four of Swords here, I feel like, wow, my home, I get this message like my home has changed when his mother passed away. And then with the Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles here, it's really interesting, isn't it, that these cards have come up. So these 10 cards, number 10 cards, can be about transformation or turning over. So it's these messages like Ten of Cups. Now, Cups is all about the emotional state, and Pentacles is all about the financial state, but it also can be about your general material development and career state. So I feel like these two things, you know, passing of both of his parents, I feel like they were big, big influences into him stepping into the political sphere, you know, and you just see on these two cards, these, look, Ten of Pentacles, you've got this family here looking up at their elders, you know. I feel like him going into the political sphere was a thing of legacy for him, especially. It was also an emotional decision with the Ten of Cups here, thinking that I can be happy, I can have prosperity. If only I'm back into that old state I was in when I was young, how I grew up when I was a child, how I was when I was a child. You see the children playing here. I get this message from this card. It's like, these are not the children of this couple. These children are that couple when they were young. And I'm seeing Trudeau being like very reminiscent of the, you know, Prime Minister's house building or the parliamentary type of things, like reminiscing on those things, like, oh, I remember those things when I was young. And I feel like, gosh, guys, him going into prime ministership could have been a thing of a little bit of midlife crisis. Wow. Him trying to relive his youth. And I get this message like, I missed my youth. Or like, you know, those people who it's like, I didn't have a childhood. I get that kind of message coming up. Like, I didn't have a childhood, and like, I need to go back there to try to relive my childhood in a way. This time as prime minister, you know, because I want to do something. I want to make my father proud. I feel him thinking something like, okay, my father is looking down on me, and I want to make my father proud. Anyway, yeah, it's very interesting. So let's look now at the present of Mr. Justin Trudeau. What do we need to know, please? So the present. Interesting. Extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Okay. So we know now, wow. I've always thought of Trudeau as kind of a peacock. Haven't you? Like, he likes to show off his looks and his, at least he used to, when he wasn't so disliked, and he was aware of it. Like, I feel like, you know, that's a big reason why he got into office. His good looks, his, that kind of charm he had to many people. the kind of, I don't know, flirty appeal that he had, you know, kind of like peacocking, showing your beautiful colors in a way. But anyway, we're looking at the present moment now. So extraordinary. I get this feeling from him, like he thinks he did a good job, you know. He thinks he did a good thing as prime minister, and I also get this message like he thinks it was right, all the things that he sacrificed, including his marriage, again, including his marriage, to remain as prime minister, continue, and I feel like in his mind he says it was like done for the people of Canada, like the people of Canada need me. Doesn't matter if my wife leaves me, doesn't matter if we have family issues, but or if I have any other issues, like I need to be here for the people of Canada. And also he knows and he thinks about it like, okay, I've done what I could to continue the legacy of my family. And I get the message as well. He thinks that one of his children may go on to be prime minister as well one day. And especially, I know he has a son and a daughter, so I see it about the daughter coming up. Like he thinks she could be the next PM, and potentially he may be training her for that one day. I feel like there's a legacy idea going on with this family. So let's see what comes up here. What's going on with present moment Justin Trudeau right now? This one. Okay. We have two coming up. Let's see. So, okay. So we have number 1, which is Aries energy. Then we have Capricorn, which is 10th house energy. Then we have number 4, which is Cancer energy. And we have then Cancer. So 4 and 4 coming up again. Wow. So with these cards here, I do get that energy or that message around, you know, living my life. Like, time to go on and live my life. And I feel especially about home life and family life. Like, I'm now trying to do things. I'm seeing, like, you know, many men, they love their tools, you know, they love to build things and they love to do like these hobby things. I feel like he could be doing some kind of stuff like this. And I'm also seeing something about a cottage, like cabin or like vacationing. I'm seeing skiing. I know he was a ski instructor. He must ski, but I'm seeing Quebec, province of Quebec, and skiing and log cabin, cottages. I also get a message like there could be something where Trudeau is trying to invest in or build, like, I don't know, a resort maybe, or something like this. In Canada, in Quebec, I feel. I don't know. I could be wrong. Look for it in the future, but yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, with the Aries and Capricorn energy together, it's like so Aries in first house is very much about the body, about being in your body and doing things with your hands and physical stuff. So with 10th house, it's like creating something more for something outside of your home environment. It's the career house of career, 10th house. So practical abilities, resources, has what it takes, application, build it, fix it, organization, help someone, task at hand, well prepared, equipment, get shit done, masculinity. Oh. I feel Trudeau, so with this card also coming up, this mirror card, self-aware, seeing clearly, ego, facing issues, self-assessment, self-improvement, insecure, make comparisons, reflection, obsessed, narcissistic, vain, self-love, self-appreciation. It's like I feel him still, with these two cards together, I feel something about charity, or like wanting to be the face of some kind of organization as well. I feel like we may see Trudeau as emerging continually in some kind of media or sphere where it's like he's promoting some kind of well-being or charitable thing potentially. Now we are looking at the present moment, so yeah, with this I see him still like feeling like, you know, I am still a celebrity, and I feel him still thinking about that, you know, like I'm still a celebrity. I'm still known to people around the world. I I have that ability or quality, and I see him also vacationing somewhere, and I'm hearing France or Europe and Italy as well. Um, so he could be going on vacation this summer or right now even. Okay, we're looking now at his present. So with the tarot, so the Lover's coming up. That's really interesting because we know that Sophie divorced him. So I just wonder, does he have a new person? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Really interesting. What else is coming up? The Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, that's true. Knight of Pentacles. What else? Okay. Eight of Cups. And Two of Swords. Okay, so with the Eight of Cups here and Two of Swords, I get that energy of like him trying to decide what he should do next or what he should move on to next. What's going to be his next project? What are the next things that he's going to do with his life? Should he just be in retirement, or should he do something big, or you know, like that? With the Lover's card, it is that energy around partnerships or some kind of partnership. I'm really curious to know. Let's pull a card. You know, is Trudeau with anyone? Is he dating anyone? Does he have a new woman, or heck, I dare say even a man? So the dating sphere, I feel, has been quite difficult for him, or trying to find a new person. I feel like it's really tough for him somehow. I feel like it's not happening easily to have a second wife or second partner with the Five of Wands here. You know, but the number five cards are all about blockages or stopping, and Wands is all about action. And you've got Ten of Swords here, where it's like the figure tries to do something strongly, but you've got all these swords in him, you know, like multiple different times he was cut. So it's like I feel him really striking out with the love life. If we look at the Lover's card, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, Trudeau, but I get the message like you brought this on yourself. So yeah, with the Hierophant here and the Knight of Pentacles here, the Hierophant is that leader character. It's a kind of pope figure, but it can be applied to anyone in a teacher position or anyone in a position of power. And with it in reverse here, I feel him feeling like, okay, I lost my status. I lost my status. I lost the prime ministership, but also I lost the trust and goodwill of the people of Canada, really. So I feel him feeling like a loss in that sense. And with the Knight of Pentacles here, I feel him also like he's missing the paycheck. And with the reverse going on here, he's missing the paycheck of being the prime minister. Yeah, so not easy to be in his position for sure. Yeah, let's see what's going on with his future now. Justin Trudeau, what is going on with your future? So if anybody wants to jump out. Interesting. Allowing. Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment. So what's needed can come next. And you've got here this figure of dancing Shiva, Nataraj, who is doing this dance of like the universe. I'm sorry guys, I have to review, you know, what was Nataraj actually dancing for. But basically it is that card of, you know, dancing to create. Like in his future, I feel like he's a person, he's not going to be able to just to sit at home and do nothing. I feel like he is going to have to do something more with himself, and I feel him again somehow being on camera or being in the spotlight, or, you know, he's a guy who really loves the selfies, he really loves the notoriety, and I feel him like, I don't know, maybe he could even be on social media or on YouTube, or, you know, starting something bigger with that, doing like a show or something. So let's see. Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment. So what's needed can come next. It seems like he is going to, I feel him doing, I don't know why, I'm seeing extreme sports. Extreme sports for some reason. Like, I feel him doing this kind of bucket list thing. I feel like part of the prime ministership was really like a midlife crisis going on. You know, some men buy a car, get a younger woman. Other men, they want to get some power in their hands in a midlife crisis because they feel like they didn't do enough in their life. They didn't live up to some standards that they wanted in their life. So midlife can be a big turning point. We know in astrology as well that your birth chart kind of changes around the age of 40, 45. And you can start reading from another chart, which is like based on the second part of your life. So yeah, I feel him basically like taking chances or wanting to do bigger things in the future. Like not just wanting to sit and be alone. Feel him that he really liked the attention with the prime ministership, being on camera. So it's one of these. So what do we need to know about Justin Trudeau's future coming up here? Ooh, roundabout. Okay. So we've got that Pisces energy, which is about endings, and we've got that 3 Gemini energy. So let's see, roundabout, community, connections, new direction, keep it moving, controls the flow of information, solutions, circular reasoning, fluid, many working parts, perfect timing, redirect. Redirect is coming up strongly, interesting. I feel him like he's accepting, or he will be accepting, because we're looking at future, he will be greatly accepting that my days in politics as prime minister, especially, are over. So it's time to turn over a new face. But with the Gemini energy here, I feel like it could be something similar. Now, 3rd house is also the house of siblings. I know that he does have siblings, right? At least a brother I know he has. So I feel like he could be collaborating somehow with his brother. And some kind of business is coming up. So I feel like there are new things that we may not even see in the public sphere. I feel like there could be some information kind of leaked online. But I definitely feel him doing something. I'm hearing and I'm seeing again like property or investments or like vacation property I'm seeing or I'm hearing. Okay, so the star is for the future. Trudeau, the star card. The sun. What else? Oh, Five of Pentacles. Temperance. A lot of reverse coming up today. Six of Cups. What's that one? King of Wands. Okay. With King of Wands, it's the Wands is all about action, and then the King is about big actions. So it's like I see him like he's going to be making some big crucial decisions, and I see him. Now it's really interesting that both the Star and Temperance came up because they're quite similar cards in a way, you know. And with the flowing of money, there's also a fountain here. The flowing of money, sorry, what am I saying? The flowing of water. With the flowing of water, it can mean the flowing of money. So I feel him like, yeah, there is something about investments or making money work for him. Investing money, getting it going, you know. With the Sun card in reverse here, it seems to me, though, that there could be some losses, you know, especially in reverse with Five of Pentacles here coming up as well. It's like he's going to think those things are really great, those investments are really great, but actually he's losing something on it. I get a message about someone taking it away. I feel like he could, again, I see this thing about investing in property in Quebec, specifically Quebec. Could be like, I don't know, vacation stuff, but it's like that's going to be lost somehow. Someone's going to take it away from him. And I'm hearing now reputation, like because of his reputation, some people are not going to want him around. And I get this kind of like angry mob with pitchforks and torches energy coming up, like people wanting him to get out of there, or like even throwing things at him. I'm seeing like throwing fruit at him, throwing rotten tomatoes at him, you know, something like this. But with the Star, it's like he has this wishful thinking, okay, everything's going to be great, it's going to go well, but then the reality comes up like, okay, actually things are not going as well as I hoped and planned. But with the King of Wands, it's like I still have more ideas, I still have more things that I could do, and I'm not going to stop my actions. I'm going to keep trying. With Six of Cups here, it is that energy of like trying to spend time with family, children, and nurturing them, nurturing children. I'm hearing like nurturing them as they grow up. I feel like with this figure here, it's like I feel like his children may have a private education, or they're hiring tutors is the energy that I'm getting up here, like a lot of energy about training children. So I feel like it can be a plan for his future to get one of his kids as the Liberal Party candidate, as the Prime Minister again, and to have the family be back in power again. And I hear the words, it's only a matter of time. So it could really be that the Trudeau dynasty will continue in Canadian politics in the future. Now let's pull one more card. What do we generally need to know about Justin Trudeau? What's coming up today? Let's take it. Oh, okay, uncertain. At this time, the situation or outcome is undetermined. Okay, so the cards are telling us we don't need to have a clue, and also potentially that it's not that important as well. But with number 7 energy coming up here, it's kind of like he's always going to be around. time to time you're going to hear from him, because number 7 is that 7th house energy, which is like about partnerships. So I see this here as kind of like he'll always have a partnership or a place in Canada, in a way, in the news or just in general. I feel like we're going to hear something about him from time to time. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this reading, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Always remember to subscribe. And also, if you have any queries, recommendations for further readings on different celebrities or politicians or world events, yeah, comment them down below. I'm always really interested to hear from you guys. And yeah, thank you so much. So until next time, bye.